Hello, I'm Mike Fernandez. I'm going to demonstrate how to carbonate liquid fertilizer. In order to do that, you're going to need soda fountain equipment. This is a Coca-Cola can. You can find them online. It's called a Cornelius keg. This is a CO2 bottle. This is a 10-pounder. It's very heavy, but it is filled with carbon dioxide. We're going to take our fertilizer first. Be careful. We're going to put in our mixing bucket, and this is just for demonstration. There are better fertilizers, but just for the demonstration, I'm going to use its Miracle-Gro, 1 tablespoon per gallon. That Cornelius keg, the Coca-Cola can, will hold, I'm going to put 4 gallons in there. 3, 4. Now, just to acidify it a little more, I'm going to put some Miracle-Gro Mur acid, just 1 tablespoon. Now, you cannot put granules in a Coca-Cola can. They will not dissolve as readily as doing it in a bucket. So let's mix our fertilizer and make it totally dissolved. Water-soluble fertilizer, which means that the fertilizer is going to go into solution. No granules. Why do we say that? Because you're going to be spraying your fertilizer with this type of spray wand. Granules cannot go through that little hole there. It's going to be coming out at 60 pounds per square inch. It's going to be under pressure. So you can see our mix is doing very well. Speed it up a little bit. There are better fertilizers on the market, but just for the demonstration, I'm using the cheap, readily available Miracle-Gro. So I've got about 4 gallons in here now. We're going to take this Coca-Cola can. You got to know a little bit about your equipment. This is a pressure relief valve. We're going to release the pressure that is in there. Lift it up. This has a big O-ring on it. You don't want to get grass or anything in the can. Keep it as sterile as you can. Now, we're going to dump our solution into the can. Not quite enough. We've got about 3 gallons, so let's go a little bit more. If your fertilizer is compatible, you can put a pesticide in there, like Liquid 7, which is a deterrent, and it's not toxic. Even malathion. The cherry growers out here say, don't believe all that stuff you hear about toxic doses of malathion. It's great for killing borer and other pests in the garden that do permanent damage. Make sure your lid is clean. It's going in there like that. That is now closed. This has an out and an in. You gotta get that right. And there's really, you cannot get it wrong. Catch that. Now, you'll hear a pressure. The CO2 is going to go into the Coca-Cola can. You'll also need to have fashion footwear, such as these knee-high boots. Are you ready? This is going to take some Zumba-like movement to carbonate it. So, I don't know, I'm 66. I don't do it too well, but I think I can hold my own. And this is not light, so put it on your knees and just shake the daylights out of it. About 200 times. Now listen. Hear the bubbles? Hear them going in there? We are now carbonating the solution. When I say carbonation, you take a warm can of 7-Up, shake it up, and then pop the top off and see what happens. All of the CO2 that is in the solution will come squirting in your face. The same thing would happen with this. If I were to suddenly remove the lid, the entire contents would boil out of there and shoot up like a volcano. It's just hypercarbonated. Now I usually give it a double shake, so we're at over 100 already. You can get fancy and go in a circle if you want. Now that is a steel tank, that CO2 bottle, so it's heavy. You can get aluminum tanks that are a lot lighter, but when they fill them, they're still going to be a little, you're going to take 2 hands to lift it. I'm going to strap this in place. I can still hear the CO2 going into the solution. Now, let me get a glass jar to demonstrate for you the carbonation effect.
While Mike is doing that, I want to show you his garden, his most amazing blackberry garden. And the size of these things is unbelievable. Put your hand next to it. Okay, nice hand. Beautiful. The real big ones.
Now these berry bushes are only 2 years old,
Wow.
but they're very happy. Now let me show you what this looks like when it's carbonated.
And his corn is like, I'd say 10, 12 feet high.
That is golden bantam corn.
Oh my
It
goodness,
shouldn't be over
look how
6
powerful.
feet. It's
huge.
topping out at 8 feet.
Huge. And all because he carbonates his soil, which he's showing you right now.
We're going to attach the spray wand. You have to get plastic hose that is reinforced with nylon or you'll burst it. Good C-clamps on there. You can buy these at a little store on State Street in Salt Lake City. It's called the Beer Nut. They sell beer making equipment. They sell soda fountain equipment. They sell apple cider equipment. This will go on the outlet right here. So just pull this back, set it on there, and get it to heat. There it goes. I've got a good 25 foot of hose, so I can go down each row. Now I want to show you what this looks like. First we'll get rid of the gas. Watch the carbonation. Can you see it? See it effervescing? Mm-hmm. All right. CO2 is highly toxic. When you spray an insect with it, they breathe through their skin. The CO2 has no oxygen in it. I've seen a cricket die in as little as 3 seconds. Aphids, great. Spiders are not affected by this because they have a way to shut down their skin. But for small parasites like aphids, it's great. So what I do is put it on a fine mist. I'll spray underneath, just like this.
So you use this as a pesticide as well as a way to enrich the soil?
And it's also a fertilizer. And it's a great foliar spray. It is absorbed rapidly into the leaf. Now, let me show you the pepper plant here. This is a foliar spray. put it right down in there like this. You can do it underneath if it's really big. But now if you want to inject this into the root zone
And why would you do that?
so that the roots get fertilized too. See, you just put it right on the surface, pull the trigger
And how often do you do this?
once a week, twice a month. Initially once a week, and then towards the end of the summer, when it's still good production, I will do it maybe once every 2 weeks. Doesn't take a lot. Now I have bought peppers from a nursery that were half dead. And when I carbonate the fertilizer and spray it on the leaves, within 30 minutes they're making a comeback. It's amazing to watch it. It's done.
Great. Thank
Likewise
you so much,
with
Mike.
with the tomatoes. Now I don't know what it is, but look at the size of this Roma tomato.
Goodness, those are Romas.
These are Romas.
Wow.
We have never seen anything like this.
Right.
This is our first year doing Romas.
And do you think it's because of the carbonation?
I do. However, we have to have a controlled experiment.
Right, to know.
One's with it and one's without it.
Thank you for doing this.
You're very
I'll
welcome.
appreciate it. Thank you.